My skills aren't working! Hello? Hello? Nothing worked! I could only right click! Or left click! My dash didn't work, my skills didn't work, nothing worked! I don't know where the boss is. Oh, yeah, okay. This game's code is so whack, dude. I swear, this game is so ass. Don't explain how the QTE works. What is QTE an abbreviation for? Quick time event? The one that happens when a character blinks when you swap to... Oh, I see. So this is the thing you want to be looking at, and it also shows on the side of your screen, right? You can see that Yang Yang's... This is a Concerto gauge. Concerto bar, whatever. Right? And you can see Yang Yang is like a little bit over half. If I swap into her, she is indeed a little bit over half. So you can see how far they are as on the lower circle for whichever character. Right? And you accumulate this whenever you attack. And when it's full and you swap, you trigger the character you swapped from's outro skill and the character you swapped to's intro skill. So, if I go here, I use abilities to fill it up. And then I swap. I will trigger her ability, which gives energy to my rover, right? You can see energy is slowly filling up on the bottom. And my rover triggered their intro ability, which steals a certain amount of damage. Yeah, it only triggers in combat. So if your bar is full and you swap out during exploration, it's not gonna waste it, basically. What if I hides it? Whatever, you get the point. You always want to wait for the Concerto to be full before swapping? Yes and no. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. As a general rule, getting it is better than not getting it. But sometimes it's like, you don't have anything to do on your character, and just normal attacking on them is so bad that even if it gets you your outro skill, it's just not worth it. It's gonna depend on which character and the team and like the situation. Does ER affect Concerto? As far as I'm aware, it does not. I wish Mortefi had a longer ult duration. C4, baby. Because like it's gone as soon as I swap to the DPS unit. Yeah, that's why you're supposed to use his R right before you swap to a DPS unit. Right? Like, Mortefi is a character that's built around... Okay, you have like two main ways of building a team in this game. Right? The first one is... You have like one very dedicated carry. And the other one is you have two units that want to be swap cancelled a lot that you swap between. Right? Mortefi is very much designed for the former. Right? He's designed around you having one dedicated carry. And the way that you're supposed to play him is you go to your healer, you use whatever healing ability, you get the healing set proc that gives you 30 seconds of attack bonus, and whatever effects you have on your team that also give you, or on your specific healer that also give you team-wide buffs generally. Then you go to Mortefi, you normal attack, you use his Forte skill and his normal skill, it generates a fuck ton of energy and Concerto energy. You use his ult, and then you immediately swap to your carry. Right, that's what you're supposed to do. And you know he's an energy-hungry unit, which means that you're going to want him on the energy set, and if you have him on the energy set and you use his outro skill this way, you give your main dedicated carry a pretty big attack buff, so that's cool. Forte skills when the Concerto bar is full. No, it's a different thing. I think that the Forte skill thing is actually just making the game worse in the sense that, like, it doesn't need to be its own dedicated system. It could just be a passive on the abilities and it would be a lot less confusing. But the Forte stuff is what is this bar in the bottom here, right? So this is the Concerto energy. This is your Forte bar, right? And you fill up your Forte bar by doing things. For some characters, it's basically any attack. For some characters, it's specific attack. So, for example, on Rover, basically every attack except ult, I think. So basically, normals, charge, and kill will give me Forte, right? And if you look at the skill, it gives me a lot more than the attack, right? And his specific Forte effect is if he uses a charge attack while it's full, he enters a special mode where things do more damage. Like, he has a different moveset for his attacks, basically. There are some characters that only get Forte bar from specific attacks. So Ling Yang is a good example of that. Ling Yang only gets Forte bar from using his skill after 3+ normal attacks, right? When his skill glows blue, he only gets it from that. Colcharo, his bar, instead of being a meter, is just 3 stacks, and if he uses his skill 3 times, he fills it up. Spectral Rover is like a mix of the two, where you get very, very little, just in general, but when you do the, like, enhanced special, like the enhanced normal attack, like the special thing that you can get either after a charge attack or after an N3 into hold, it gives you basically half of it. And you also get some from intro, I think. And from the, you can also get the special attack after a counter, right? And then what it does is just different for every character, right? So for, like I've already shown you, for this character, it gives him, on his next charge attack, he enters a special form. On Spectral Rover, it enhances the next skill, and it makes it so that your next skill can have a follow-up normal attack that deals more damage. On Colcharo, it makes your charge attack throw you into the air and do more damage. On Ling Yang, it lets you fucking go dance in the air. On Jian, Jian is so weird, because, like, on Jian it increases the damage of his skill, or it gives his burst additional damage, right? So either, right, so he can stack up to 60 on his meter. If he uses his skill while he has more than 30, he consumes 30 to give his skill 20% more damage, which honestly doesn't do too much. And if he uses his ult while he has above 30, his ult gains an initial hit that does a fuck ton of damage. And so effectively, on Jian, you want to make sure you don't use your Forte bar on your skill. Or if you do use it on your skill, you want to make sure that you're going to have enough still to get the enhanced burst. That's why he has 2 type ult. Yeah, like he has 2 different ult animations based on if he procs this or not. But like even at talent level 1, right, that's like fucking almost 400 more damage. Like 400 more of emotion value, which is such a big deal. He gets perma skill buff and yeah, he gets a 20% like additional damage from his Forte permanently while he's in his ult. Yeah, ideally you want to use your skill while you're in your ult, not outside of it. Or if you do use it outside of it, you want to use it when your Forte bar is below 50%. Or really close to 100. But like if your Forte bar is like 65, you kind of don't want to use your skill. Your gun right now needs a healer? I mean, not necessarily. Like, the most difficult content in this game one-shots you, so a healer doesn't help. The main thing that makes healers good is like, yeah, they are healers, but generally, they're designed around giving party-wide buffs that last for really long. Which makes it so that you swap into them once every like 30 seconds. And then you just keep quick swapping between your other two characters. Because you don't build Concerto energy on characters unless you're attacking on them. Which makes swapping between 3 characters not really that much better than swapping between 2. And so, having a like last character that's just there to give a party-wide buff is generally going to be better than having a third character to swap to. Unless you have really long cooldown characters. Bye-bye!